Hey, hey, okay, take two. All right, hopefully you guys can see me okay. I'm 11 minutes late. Go figure. Okay, 11 is going to come up a lot in this video. I am so excited to come on and share my story, and I hope that it empowers you. So, I am going to paint the picture of my trauma, and I know that a lot of people have their own past history, their experiences, right? Traumatic experiences. And I just want to share first where I'm at now and then paint the picture for you. So I am the owner and founder of Mindful Mama. I help women create abundant lifestyles by creating mindfulness practices and routines that really ignite energy and self-growth so that we can live these passionate and purposeful lives. So, wasn't always like this. I've actually only been doing it for 3 years. 3 years ago, I left my abuser. I was in a highly toxic relationship for 7 years, and I met him in 2011. You guessed it. And I wow, when I left the relationship, I was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression, insomnia, ADHD, you name it. So I definitely don't want to use that as an excuse, but I will stutter. Like, this is hard. Like, I had to do a life timeline of my life, okay? Because these experiences that I went through, so traumatic, like what happens to your brain when you're in those situations, for extended periods of time, it starts to rewire your brain. So unfortunately, when I get in these situations that make me that fight, flight, or freeze, right? That's where it comes up for me. So I wanted to share with you that journey, and I wrote it down. Like, this was something that was huge for me in my recovery, and step one is really awareness. So let me paint this picture for you. So 2011, I met who I thought was Prince Charming, and we immediately started dating. We moved in together within a matter of months, and unbeknownst to me, he had a drug addiction. Now, February, the next year, we got pregnant immediately. Pretty intense. We also lost that baby. I was 6 months pregnant, and it was 3 weeks before doctors, it's 24 weeks is viability. So we went through a traumatic loss, and, whole thing with addiction and rehab. And, from the get-go, there was trauma that bonded us. Okay. Through that time, he was physical then because of that addiction, and suicidal as well. And all of this is happening within a matter of months of meeting this man and being so connected and going through so many deep, intimate things that's what made me stay. Fast forward, 2013, I got pregnant again, with twins this time, and they are now almost 7. So, pretty crazy, but we moved in with his parents, which just, really enforced that toxic relationship. Because you got to think, like, if somebody is the way they are a product of their environment. So what were their parents like? Right? So I just got thrown in the middle of that. And for 4 years, that was like the ultimate hell for me. Living in that toxic environment, constantly walking on eggshells. It was when you overthink about what you're doing, and you're wrong, and you're always wrong. And I became suicidal. I remember sitting in a rocking chair, looking out the window and saying, I'm going to be with this man forever because he is the father of my kids. And, it's the right, I gave up my happiness that day. And I'll never forget that. And those are just one of those moments where, we've experienced trauma. We've experienced shit that just, man, we just want to throw it in the closet, sweep it under the rug, and pretend like it never existed and then move on. But the thing is, we can't move on unless we face this. And I had to intensely face this. And I will say that towards the end of this, there was a lot of mental, emotional, verbal abuse. It became physical. The things that I went through that I thought were normal, I will never forget. When I did leave, it was on January 26, 2017. I remember sitting in social services office and filling out what they call a lethality form. And basically it's a questionnaire of if your life is in grave danger, which mine was. And by the time it got to the end of that questionnaire, I was like, whoa, that's my normal. That's my normal. And I was okay with it. Mind blown, emotional, like it was intense. And it was divine intervention that I left because I wanted to for years, but never did. And yeah, so let's fast forward 2017. It was the year before actually that I left. I had noticed that I was starting to get stronger. I had this one friend and she stuck it out with me for all 4 of those years while I was living in that home. And every day for 4 years, I would call her with some kind of drama and she would listen and she would help. And that would be the end of it. And insane. It was absolutely insane. So 1 year before I had started to get stronger, I started to, start to take care of myself a little bit more. I started eating healthier and exercising, and then when I left and I filled out that form and I got put in the system. I got a protective order. We had a nasty custody battle that lasted 2 years. I mean, that's just fresh. It's been a year of me having full custody. I've been through it, okay? And I have used this very loudly to my advantage, okay? Because here's the thing. Not a lot of people want to talk about their trauma, but the ones that do, the ones that get that boldness, okay, that get that courage, man, people listen because it resonates. I mean, the stats don't lie. Well, actually, there are many more statistics with domestic violence than are even reported. So, taking that for what it's worth, I stood back up. And I left and I went to a lot of therapy. A lot of self-therapy too. I knew that when I left, it was on January 26, 2017, I knew that I was going to use that time to change my whole damn life. I knew it in my head. I'm not going to be another number. I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm going to use this and I'm going to come back, as fierce as I possibly can. And I did. I started, even, more. I got a schedule for myself. I started looking for jobs. I was, 3 kids, 2 baby daddies back in my old bedroom from when I grew up with my parents at 30 something years old. That's not fun. That was rock bottom for me. But I didn't sit in woe is me. I had my pity party. Don't get me wrong. Life was crumbling as I knew it, but I had hope. And man, what I did with that hope. And with a support team, like an immense support team. So I started to dive into personal development. So self-help books in the aisle of Barnes and Noble or in the library. Okay, like I would be watching TED Talks and YouTube videos and articles, and man, let me tell you, I went from one toxic environment to I created an extremely positive environment. When I was showering, I would be listening to a YouTube video, a motivational speech. When I was on my way to work, I had a podcast plugged in. When I was doing dishes, I had an AirPod plugged in. I submersed myself into an environment that I knew that I would personally develop. And as bad as I was, as low as I was before, drowning in negativity, in isolation, in grooming, in manipulation of narcissistic abuse and that toxic environment, I was drowning in that. I drowned myself in positivity, my own. When I was on the toilet, I was listening to something. I had books next to me, all the places. I dove in to all things self-help, personal development, and growth, and I became it. And that was in 2017. And the first book I ever read was Louise Hay, How to Heal Your Life, followed by Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. And that is really what kicked off my spiritual awakening to this divine feminine in me, this thing that I connected with that was so much bigger than I am. And I will always say that my human self does not do my higher self justice. And when I get on these lives and when I do these things that push me out of my comfort zone, she is fierce, this 11, right? Like, that is with me. That higher power is with me. That's what I connect with. That's my mindful mama. So that's, everything kind of connects together, but really using what you've been through to just skyrocket and accelerate yourself. Highly recommend Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule, just like NASA. You 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you get up, you click live, you do the damn thing. You do what is scaring you. And you suck at it. You're going to suck at it. You're going to fail at it. You're going to fail miserably. But what you're going to have is a new mindset where now you're thinking, okay, that sucked. But maybe next time if I do this instead, or if I didn't do that and I added this, then, oh yeah, that would probably be that curiosity, that hope. That's what you need to accelerate, and you just keep getting better and better and better. If I could take my and I'm nowhere near where I want to be on the success chain, but if I could take what I've used, it would be failure after failure after failure. And here's a little bit of success, and failure after, and here's that next level, new devil. You're always going to be climbing a mountain. But that is when you are leading a passionate and purposeful life, when you are going after something, you're chasing something, you want it, it fills your soul on fire. That thing. And when you become so authentic and vulnerable in getting to know that thing, life opens up, opportunities open up. I remember the first day I left him, somebody, hey, here's $40. Like, what? Getting a card in the mail, here's $20. Like, the universe just opens up weird possibilities and opportunity. It wants to conspire with you, but you have to be the one that jumps into that first. Okay, so it has a lot to do with trust. So some key things also was, like I said, one is awareness. You just need to be aware of what it is that you want to change in your life. I started a storyboard. I do a lot of personal development exercises. I have a group where we just did a storyboard exercise, and you take Post-it notes and you elaborate on the people in your life and the seasons of your life and the happy times in your life and the negative times in your life and those life lessons, and you get Post-it notes. And if you want to learn more, I will definitely put a picture in the comments below. And I got all my Post-it notes out and I put it on this poster board in order. And I ran from that many times before. Like that took me a while to get this down because I didn't want to be aware of those things. I just wanted to, put them away. We're not going to visit that. And once I opened up and allowed that space and just gave myself grace to own my story and what that really is. And yeah, life is not perfect. I'm 33 years old and I did not plan for this. But this is kind of cool. Like where I'm going now, it's not what I thought. In 5th grade, I had my baby's names picked out. It is not what I thought it was going to be, you guys. But that's embracing, the suck embracing the suck sometimes and just becoming aware of it is step one. So then step two, we can release it. And we've got some powerful women in this group where there are, so many resources about how we can really do this on a cellular level, okay? Like subconsciously, there are triggers that I'm not even aware of, but I'm bringing them to light with my awareness now because I'm diving in. But we don't even realize that we have these things ancestral, just my mom that was raised by her mom, that was raised by her mom, that, when you look at that lineage and that survival and how that breeds into the next generation, we need to evolve, not repeat. And that takes courage. And that takes this divine feminine to come out in you and really and get back up. If I could put on some Cardi B, get up 10, like that is what I would be doing right now. Because you're going to fall 9 times, but you're going to get up 10. And releasing that is going to free you. So you can go on to step 3. But let's one more with release here. I'm talking writing this out. I mean, I would keep this, but maybe if I did it on something else, I would burn it. I would do some kind of ritual, some kind of practice that will really ingrain and release and let go. And I can feel it on an energetic level that it doesn't hold me. It doesn't confine me anymore. I am releasing those people, those patterns, that behavior that doesn't serve me in my future and where I want to go. I'm releasing it. I understand that it has protected me. My trauma, the things that I've been through, my story that I keep going over and over again, it protected me. But now it's time to release it. So I can, step 3, manifest. And we talk about this a lot, but let me dive into what my take on manifestation is. And if I can, let me first, give some credibility to this. Like I said, January 26, 2017, I left my abuser. January 26, 2018, I closed on my dream home with my dream partner exactly 1 year later. Too soon for some, maybe. But man, the universe wants to give you all that you desire, that energy, that love. It wants to give you this. You have to be willing to receive it and embody it first so that it can know that you're ready for it. I love to think of challenges like that. Like, okay, I'm getting this mountain, this obstacle, this challenge in my way right now. And thinking of that every single time that I get knocked down, thinking of that is, okay, this is going to take me. If I can get over this, then I'm going to get to the next level. I can be crying and moaning and groaning here, but, pitying what's going on here, or I can get creative. I can embody who I am meant to be and get over that next hump. Okay. And I can and when you do that, right? When you get that courage to do that, the universe is going to radically shift you. You don't even know it, right? Like you don't even know what's coming. You have to embody it, okay? So here, how did I do that? How did I purchase my first time in 1 year with the man of my dreams? Like I remember reading that book, Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. I remember reading Louise Hay, How to Heal Your Life. And I would pace my bedroom wherever I was, and I would listen to it and I would take notes. You guys, 2017, man, when I tell you I was diving into personal development, I would listen to a YouTube video, right? I would take all the notes and then I would present it like it were my own. Like it was my own. Like I was doing that. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would look at my notes and this is what I would do. Like this is practice. This came from, and I didn't even know that I was training myself for what I'm doing now. How did I do it? I remember reading those books and doing the exercises. And one of the most powerful exercises was that mirror work, was embodying the law of attraction or manifesting, but let's talk about that embodying of it. Okay. So if we want to manifest, this is so fun. I fucking love to manifest. Okay. So when I think of manifesting, I get into this flowy, amazing, beautiful space where I am light and I am love and I am peace and I am free and I am connected and I am one with the universe. It helps if you're outside doing it, but man. So you want to get into a deep meditative state and let your inner child come out to play. That fun imagination, that wanderlust, that creativity, that flow, that innocence. Let her come out. What does she want to do? Do you want to play? If you could play with your life, what would you do? Where would you be? When I think of playing with my life, I'm on the beach. I am in my beach home and the curtains are sheer white and they're flowing because the beach and the home, like there's French doors and it's always open because I love the breeze and the white fan is circulating and I'm cutting up fresh vegetables on my white granite countertops and I've got these beautiful cutlery and the recessed lighting, okay, and the kids are running around and they've got friends that they're playing with and when you get into this, your eyes will start to flutter. You'll start to smile autonomously and cry and release because you are feeling in this moment. And I'm clinking my margarita glass with my mama and what I created. And I believe this to be true right now. I feel it. The future, the present, and the past is one, okay? I can bring myself to tears and this much emotion when I am in a deep meditative state manifesting my future and what I want. And I believe it. I can feel it. I can feel the condensation of the glass, okay? I can hear the clink. Use your senses when you're in this mode. This is how it happens. Knowing that we are only but human, okay? Right? I mean, right now we are spiritual beings living this human experience, and the past, the present, and the future is connected. And the same way that I can be in this moment thinking about my future, I'm sure you and I both know that feeling of a trigger coming up, of your trauma. I remember being in that parking garage at National Harbor when he punched me in the face. And I fell to the concrete and it was cold and I had black leggings on and high heels and I got back up and I went after him and he punched me again. And I fell back down and my best friend was right there and trying to, get somebody to help and nobody wanted to help and everybody was driving by. I will never forget that moment, and it brings me to tears. If your mind can manifest this emotion in the future and in the past, okay, you know that. You know that the power is within you. Everything you need is within you now. Now. So yes, you can think about all the things that are going wrong, that have gone wrong, sure. But it's so much better. It's so much better to think about what could go right and what you want to manifest. I swear I am not doing this, you guys. Thank you. This is so much bigger than us. Whoever is watching, you are meant. I am telling you, you are meant to receive this, okay? Know that. Goosies. Okay. Step 4, you create it. You get to work. You muster up that courage. You go in there. You go in afraid. You go in with your voice shaking, with tears crying. You go in scared, and you do it anyway. And you shake and you tremble and you fail and you fall and you figure it out and you do it again and you get better every single time. And that is how we rise. That is how we use our trauma to become that inner badass. And you surround yourself with people that have what you want. Okay? I'm going to get me a friend that has a beach house with white granite countertops. You surround yourself with those people. You become them. I said that I was going to have conversations with millionaires. I said that I am a multimillionaire in the making. I said that. I believe that. So I need to be hanging out with some multimillionaires. I need to befriend them. I am one with them. Okay? Sure, I don't think, I was almost in tears thinking that I didn't have the qualifications to come on this live stream. No, how dare me? Like every time she comes out to play, she's like, come on now, you know better, right? Like I gave this to you. All the power is within you now. Find that space and connect with other people that have it too. It will only manifest. Whatever you focus on will grow. It has no choice but to grow. And I think about this in terms of like, it's stupid, right? Like my boyfriend working on the car for hours, baby, you are really putting your energy, your focus, your time, your attention into building that car. And guess what? It's growing. I'm over here, right? Like, hey, right? Like, can you I'm giving that as an example. He is a godsend angel. Like, the heavens knew, it's already planned out. Like, I remember looking at my eyeballs in the mirror, thanking the universe in advance for him, for someone that was sweet and strong and sensitive and kind and loyal. And thank you for our beautiful home and our big yard and the green grass and the white porch. Thank you for this man who is sensitive but strong. And I said all of these characteristics, all of them, everything. I became one with that, with my future, with what I wanted to manifest, right? And when you just take that leap and you just create, and you don't know what you're doing sometimes, and like, I didn't think I could do this, and you just do it, and somehow, like, it's just like little seeds are being planted. It doesn't happen overnight. It can be accelerated depending on, I was drowning in negativity and I was drowning in positivity, like... You find how fast you want to go with this. So I got distracted. Dive in with courage. Find people who are doing it too. Fuck it up and get better at it. And create it. And that's what I've got for you. Like that, I feel like that was that. And this exactly, using what I've been through in these past 3 years, right? Just these 3 years. This is what I want to take and not just do on a live stream, but this is meant to be reached by so many more people. So that is my mission and my passion right now is to turn this into a lifestyle where I can live in abundance and you can live in abundance. And when we are, creating these systems in our life that work for us, because we are only but human, we thrive on familiarity, repetition, right? Because we are human, we know that our brain is hardwired to run towards anything that is familiar and pleasurable. We like that. But we don't like anything we don't know. We don't like anything that it's uncomfortable, right? Red flag, our brain runs away from pain. Our brain runs away. It protects us. It's meant to protect us in survival mode. Generations ago, we needed that. now there's not so much active, where we need to be in survival. So we can let go of that shield and understand that our brains are designed this way and use it to our advantage. If we know that when something comes up and we're not going to like it and it's uncomfortable and it's not familiar, we know that our brain is telling us red flag, but we can say, all right, this is how my body feels when I'm about to do something that I really care about. And when you start to embody this nervousness, and when you know that every time you get nervous and every time you freak out that you're about to do something really amazing and you do it anyway, magic is going to happen every single time. And you might fail at it and you think, how is that magical? But let me tell you, it's the seed. Okay, think of Jack and the Beanstalk magical. Okay, it is the seed that is being planted that will grow. So just keep watering it. Okay, keep nourishing your soul, your mind. Nourish it, feed it good things. Surround yourself with positive people that light you up, that help you attain more, that you strive for more. Nourish your body. Give it the fuel that it needs to operate at its peak performance. Spend time with your soul. And we've got a lot going on this 3D earth right now. But when you spend time with your soul, you can connect the future, the present, and the past. And you can let go of the things that don't serve you so that you can embody who you're meant to be and move forward. And this is my passion. This is what I want to put into the hearts and minds of women who are rising. As the feminine collective, this energy is contagious. When women connect and collaborate, we become a powerhouse of unstoppable energy. Do you feel that energy? It's contagious. It's contagious. The good kind too. The good kind of contagious. So thank you so much for being here with me. I would love to connect with you. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear how the universe is going to do magical things from this video. Thank you so much for joining, and I wish you all of the best. And I can't wait to chat and collaborate. So